Hello friends, welcome to CEC Gurukul Lectures. Dear friends, this is our another session on career counseling called Pratibha Samvardhan. Every time we come up with new topics so that we cater to your needs regarding your career, and we believe that through our sessions you are able to get deep insight into the various career topics. Dear friends, in today's session we are going to talk on another important topic, and our today's topic of discussion is informed decision making and careers in psychology. For this discussion, we have with us in our studios Ms. Shivya Sachdeva. Ms. Shivya Sachdeva is a career counselor. She is working with one of the eminent schools in Delhi NCR, and she has pursued her psychology. So we would like to tell you all that she is a renowned psychologist also, because one who knows how to counsel knows how to be your good psychologist also. So friends, we would like to welcome our guest, Miss Shivya, once again. Hello, Miss Shivya. Welcome
Hello.
to the session.
Thank you so much for having me.
So, as per the discussion, as per the today's topic, first of all, we would like to know from you, what are informed decisions?
Okay. So, to put it into simple words, I'd say informed decisions are when you know the pros and cons when making a decision. जब आप सूझबूझ से कोई डिसीजन लेते हैं वो होता है informed decision. So to put it in simple words, it's when you know that these are the disadvantages, these are the advantages, and then you know in very detail what a decision is, how to go about it, and that I would say is an informed decision.
If we talk about the present scenario, how informed decisions could be taken? How informed decision making could be done?
Okay, so to put it into career decisions, and by informed career decisions, I mean when we know that this is something that's good for us, this is something that we'll excel at, right? So in my opinion, I've guided a lot of students in my professional life, and I suggest them three factors to consider, three parameters to consider. One of them being aptitude. What is aptitude? Aptitude is basically identifying areas where you excel at, your strong areas. I'm very good at mathematics. I have an aptitude for logical mathematical skills. I could be very good at singing. I could have an aptitude for musical skills, right? So अपना एक strong area identify करना is what I would call identifying your aptitude, your strong interests. And this is one parameter when making an informed decision. The other one would be your interests, your inclinations. अब मैं बोलूँ कि मुझे गाना गाना तो बहुत पसंद है, और पर मैं उस पर अच्छी नहीं हूँ, then again aptitude और interests sync नहीं होते, right? So and if I'm good at something but मैं उसमें interest नहीं लेती, I could be very good at sports, right? But मेरे को पसंद नहीं है sports खेलना. I like staying in home, doing maybe working on laptop, things like that. तो interest होता है आप क्या चीज़ आप पसंद करते हैं. And it's very important, very crucial to make an informed career decision that we align these two, your interests and your aptitude. And aligning these two is would give you a lot of job satisfaction, and just working would become like a very fun place to go to. The third parameter is personality. Personality plays a major role while making informed career decisions. Why? Because perhaps I'm someone who is an introvert, okay? I wouldn't put myself in a job where I'd be required to, or I'd be expected to interact with people on a day-to-day basis. For example, a job like public relations or a job like sales, wherein I have to be in the front. I have to, manage the clients face to face. So for someone who's an introvert, I wouldn't recommend them that kind of a job. But if someone's very detail oriented, is naturally organized, a job like project management could, be a perfect suit for them. So these three parameters should be taken into account when we make informed career decisions.
Now the question arises when we're talking about different parameters. When does the in actual the decision making starts? That is the informed decision making starts.
Okay. So I'd say it can start as early as, at the age of 5, or sometimes even at the age of 50. People struggle while making career decisions. I've seen so many people, switching careers. They might be working in a corporate field, but unko lagta hai, oh, so I was in Spain the last year, and I met this Spanish man. He was 57 years old, and he was in the field of engineering. But at the age of 57, he became a professional person who guided people on how to do scuba diving. And I had so much fun doing that. But again, at the age of 57, he was making a career switch. He wanted to do something that he loved, right? So, which is why I'd say that it can begin as early as the age of 5, and could, go on to at a very late age also. Uh, I know that some students, some children, they have a knack for something. आपको लगता है कि at the age of 5, for example, I know this girl who's learning coding at the age of 5. And it's a fantastic thing to do at such a young age, क्योंकि आप वहाँ से एक्सप्लोर कर पाते हैं कि आपको अपनी लाइफ में करना क्या है. आई एम नॉट रिकमेंडिंग कि आप 5 साल के बच्चों को कोडिंग सिखाइए, बिकॉज उनके पास, आई नो देर आर मोर एक्टिविटीज दे नीड टू परस्यू. बट आई एम सेइंग, इफ यू सी दैट माई चाइल्ड हैज़ अ नैक फॉर समथिंग, or has an interest for a particular area, could be very interested in technology, could be very interested in perhaps understanding how to make food, or like things like that. तो वहाँ से हम इंटरेस्ट देखना शुरू करते हैं, एंड इवेंचुअली आई थिंक एज पेरेंट्स, एज एजुकेटर्स, एज स्टेक होल्डर्स इन अ चाइल्ड्स लाइफ, हमें पता चल जाता है कि वहाँ से वो इंटरेस्ट स्पार्क हो रहा है. And then eventually we can just gather that information and make informed career decisions eventually.
At this point of time where you have explained one of my questions, already you have answered that, how important role does people around you plays right from the beginning,
Yeah.
whether you are of 5 years of age or in the later half of your life. The people plays an important part, but sometimes we have seen, if we are considering children alone, that the parents, specifically parents, they are misguided. What will you do after doing this, or what the kid will do, what is the need? So one should get out of this dilemma. What will the child will do? We need to groom the parents first. No, you are landing your child into a good zone, or the zone of his or her preference.
Yeah.
So such curriculum or such sessions should be carried out for the parents also. Do you feel so?
Absolutely. It's very important to educate parents as well as educating students, but I think the journey begins by from educating parents, क्योंकि आपके पेरेंट्स ही सबसे पहले इंसान होते हैं जो इतना क्लोज कांटेक्ट होता है एक चाइल्ड की लाइफ में. Of course, then comes the teachers, because eventually when you're in school, then teachers also play an equally important role. But parents have been there from the beginning. So educating parents on how not to impose their unrealistic expectations on their children. This is very, very important, because you might feel that, there's something that you've missed out in life, or something that you wanted to become. And then consciously, subconsciously, you try to impose those expectations on your children, which I think would be a very, very cruel thing to do. It's very important to understand what your child wants, what your child is good at, right? And then, I'm sure we've all watched the movie 3 Idiots. It's one of my favorite movies, because it talks about that you should be pursuing what you love, right? And once you start doing that, then success is not an issue, money is not an issue. I know a lot of people, a lot of students want to get into a career these days which is very which fetches you a lot of money, right? But if you actually follow your passion, if you actually find your X factor, the things that you're good at, then I don't think making money would be a big problem. So just try to find your X factor, and that starts by educating parents, because you as parents, and not just parents, as an educator, as a stakeholder in the child's life, it's very important that you, play an important role. Help them understand what they're good at. Help them, find their self. So this process of, self awareness is very important when it comes to making informed career decisions.
And apart from awareness, the personal aspiration of the parent should also be kept aside.
Absolutely.
Because once a child is born into a family and the mother and father wants, my child will become this and this. I want my child to become this and this, rather than understanding your child, what he or she wants to grow in future.
Yes.
Now, another question is, sometimes at a very early age, we are confused in the sense that our child do multiple activities. In that case, what should parents do? Should they give their child exposure to different mediums, or one should be very keen observant that no, I have to select one particular thing and let my child go into that particular thing? What do you think? Giving child exposure into different fields is the appropriate thing to actually identify whether he or she wants to be in that particular field or not?
Yes, I think you've answered the question yourself. Is that, of course, one needs to explore various areas to understand where the person is good at. Even if you ask me, that, oh no, आप तो जाके guitar ही बजाओ. Let's say I want to pursue music. I want to learn playing music, any musical instrument. But if someone tells me कि नहीं आप तो वही करो, then I think that'll become more of a command rather than an area which I can explore, and let me do it for myself. And especially, this is very especially important for children. As children, we don't know what students are good at. They could be good at a particular sport. They could be good at maybe a logical mathematical question. They could be very good at technology. So for us to identify what's the strong area, which area is the child good at, it's important for us to let the child explore its horizons. So that's very important.
Yes, we have seen multiple times that when a kid is given exposure to multiple things and the kid is not able to get into particular thing, then the parents are pissed off. You are good for nothing. We have done so much for you. We have let you, let into different classes, but still you are not doing anything. We should not expect too much from the kids.
Absolutely.
Because sometimes kids takes time to get into a particular thing or identify themselves also.
Absolutely.
Now landing and going towards the higher classes, then the matter becomes important is which subject is to be taken. In that case, what should be done apart from parents? Because sometimes parents are not able to help you understand or help you to identify what subject is fine for you, because you're dealing with number of students and you are in the school curriculum and you're meeting number of parents and students. How difficult it is sometimes for the kids as well as the parents to let the child understand or let the child pick a particular subject, because your subject selection will definitely decide your future.
Absolutely. So it's a very crucial decision for students. I have been getting a lot of students, the school I'm working with, a lot of students are confused, the parents are confused, and it happened during my time also, when I had to make a choice, then we used to call it stream, but we don't call it stream anymore. We call it subject selection, a combination of subjects that we study, because according to the new education policy, we've ruled out the word stream. We can study a lot of subjects together. So, which I think is a very, very good thing. So because talking about subject selection, it's a very crucial time, especially for class 10 students, because they have to make a choice what subjects to pursue. So coming back to the question is how can students make this decision in a better manner? Like I mentioned, so you have to look for your strong areas. Now, how do we do that? We can do some psychometric testing. These are scientific tests which can help you identify your strong areas, the areas you're very good at, areas you'd excel in, right? Some of the tests, psychometric tests, could be DBDA, it's multiple intelligence, there's mapping. So there are various theories on which these tests are based. If you don't want to go with the psychometric test, then I think the simpler and more efficient way of फाइंडिंग आउट कि आपका बच्चा कौन से सब्जेक्ट में बेटर है, इज लुकिंग एट द ट्रेंड ऑफ मार्क्स ही और शी हैज स्कोर्ड इन द पास्ट ईयर्स. सो 8th में, 9th में एंड 10th के हाफ ईयरलीज में, प्री बोर्ड्स में कैसे मार्क्स आ रहे हैं, वो काफ़ी हेल्प कर सकता है ये हमें पता लगाने के लिए कि कौन सा सब्जेक्ट है जिसमें मेरा बच्चा अच्छा परफॉर्म कर रहा है. So, if you think that your child's been scoring consistently very good in, on social studies or on history or on political science, then please just don't. I know that a lot of parents are obsessed with PCM for some reason. And this I'm speaking from experience after working with parents. I don't know, as if PCM has some mystical power to itself, and or they are the avengers of academia, but that's not true. अब आप मैथ्स के बिना भी, a lot of parents also think कि मैथ्स लेना बहुत important है, बहुत सारे avenues खुल जाते हैं. Okay, not denying that, but even without it, you have so many career options in your life, so many career professional opportunities to choose from. हम पहले भी होते होंगे, लेकिन अब हम इस टाइम में हैं, we're in the 21st century, and हम ये नहीं एक्सपेक्ट कर सकते बच्चों से कि आप मैथ्स ही आपकी पूरी लाइफ है. इफ़ माई चाइल्ड इज़ नॉट गुड एट मैथमेटिक्स, आई डू नॉट फोर्स हिम टू स्टडी मैथमेटिक्स ये बोल के कि आपके लिए ज़्यादा ऑप्शंस होंगे 12th के बाद. दैट्स नॉट इट. अगर बच्चा ऑलरेडी अच्छा नहीं है मैथमेटिक्स पे, सो वाई शुड वी फोर्स अ चाइल्ड टू स्टडी अ सब्जेक्ट, or in fact even pursue a career which requires the child to have studied mathematics, right? It's obvious. It's like अगर अच्छा नहीं है, interest भी नहीं है, so it's better if we choose something the child is interested in. So keeping a tab of the marks and which subject does the child enjoy studying. There are some subjects when you study it comes effortlessly to you. So for example, I used to study psychology. It was like, I was reading a very interesting novel, so it seemed like that to me. But when I in class 10th, when I was studying maths, I found it very difficult. So I decided to drop mathematics because I understood it's not the subject for me, right? It's not my cup of tea. So it's very important that we understand what the child's interested in, the subject she's deeply inclined towards. And if not a subject, let's say the child is inclined towards stock markets, right, finance as a field, तो आप career के basis पे भी अपनी subject choices कर सकते हो. So that's another thing.
Now another question is, sometimes we are unable to take right decisions at the right time, and after sometimes we feel we are regretted that why we have taken such decisions. But do you believe that there is always a second chance? There is a second chance to take the decision. Sometimes not, of course, because the time has just elapsed.
Yeah.
But is there a second chance for one?
Absolutely. You can have a second chance whenever you want in life. Just choosing a particular career or a particular subject does not, limit you from exploring other career options. I know this, a very close friend of mine. She pursued her BCom honors, but eventually she realized that commerce, mathematics, it's not the field for me. She wanted to become a pilot. But she had studied, at that time, she had a combination of commerce with maths, because at that time, there was a stream that you had to choose. So then eventually, and you can't pursue aviation without physics and mathematics. So then what she did was, after pursuing her bachelor's, she went on to doing her 11th and 12th again from an open school. And then after that, she went on to pursue her commercial pilot license. So it's never too late. I'm not saying that, I'm not discouraging you कि आप अगर गलत डिसीजन ले लोगे तो आप चेंज नहीं कर पाओगे, बट हमें गलत डिसीजन लेना ही क्यों है? फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, इफ वी कैन मेक अ राइट डिसीजन एट द राइट टाइम, हम क्यों वेट करें ना कि हम बैचलर्स के बाद चेंज कर लेंगे या कुछ कर लेंगे? वाई वेस्ट सो मेनी ईयर्स? But of course, if at a later stage you realize you're not happy with your job, you're not satisfied with what you're doing, there are so many career options you can pursue. Even for adults, there are so many, courses, certifications, work experience you can gather, different things that you can pursue to eventually be able to pursue a career in something that you love.
Definitely one can go wherever one wants to go, और ये कहा जाता है किसी चीज़ को अगर शिद्दत से चाहेंगे so उसके लिए डिसीजन लेना भी बहुत ज़्यादा आसान होगा. So Ms. Shivya, thank you so much for giving us this wonderful session on informed decision making, and we believe that the students who might be watching us right now would have gathered maximum of the knowledge. And dear friends, we are there for you. We are going to talk more, and keep watching us and keep giving your feedback. Thank you so much.